first of all, assalamu alaikum. And I mean that with all my heart. And that particular greeting that we say, we really need to reflect on it, what that really means. You had many nations that greeted their king, their rulers in many different ways.
That's right.
You know, the Ethiopians, when they greeted their king, they greeted him like this. We was doing that in the hood. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Others greeted him in different ways. Some put their hands over their face. These were indications of respect for the king. Much of that basically got incorporated into Islam.
Sure did. Sure did.
The way we pray,
That's
get
right.
on both hands, prostrate,
Mm.
the way you do this. Some do this.
That's
Doesn't
right.
matter.
That's right.
The what I'm trying to show you is it's an evolvement of the idea of peace and blessings. The way that brother spoke about his mother. And I get a chance to meet his mother the first time really I met him. It was one of the lectures and brother was speaking, and then we were just talking about the field he's in that I spent a little time in, and it's like amazing how this thing has evolved.
Right.
At one point in time, people didn't even want us to read.
That's right.
You get killed if you read
Sure
something.
did.
People, I read a story about an older woman during slavery. She wanted to pray. She had to put a pot over her head to pray. So we, meaning us and our ancestors, we're a miracle.
Sure did, man.
We are a miracle. And that miracle is continuing and carrying on in the spirit. Your mother's spirit is with you.
That's right. That's right.
My mother's spirit is with me.
That's
Both
right.
my parents are deceased. And the Quran talks about,
Come on now.
we created you into different tribes, different nations.
Come on now.
With different nations.
Come on
different
now.
languages.
Come on.
Not so that you might despise one another, but so that you might learn to appreciate one another and understand one another. So many of us say we come from the continent. The history of the African ain't stopped because they left the planet. Left Africa. And kind of continent. Thank you. It continued on. We're still creating history. Many of the Africans, they didn't come to America. They went to the Caribbean. They went to South America.
Sure did.
That's where they went. But many of us, we came here. We're a miracle.
That's right, we are.
We are truly, truly, truly a miracle. And there has to be something, and it is,
Come on now.
something that has been directing us the whole time. There was a brother that made a statement. He said, God, when he wants to develop a people, when he wants to give them courage and talent and other things, you know what he does? He puts them in the hands of the enemy.
Whoa.
We might not, he puts them in the hands of the enemy. There's no Whitney. We know that we have made America what it is.
That's right.
I saw a T-shirt on a guy the other day. I was down in St. Augustine. Said, "Black culture made America." Whatever military, music, art, science. We were there. They just don't give us credit for it. At one point in time, we couldn't even. Most of you may know, most slaves, you couldn't put in for a patent.
That's right.
If you came up with an idea, it was your master's idea. It had to go through him.
Sure did.
Then later on, as we were able to maybe do this stuff, then you come up with cars. Ford ain't invent no car. First man built a car was a black man.
Sure did.
It was.
Ford, all he came up with was a way like McDonald's to basically mass produce the car.
That's right. That's right.
right? Listen, we're such a fantastic in what we've done and what we continue to do and what our children will continue to do. It just, to me, I was telling someone, I said, talking to a sister and brother the other day that I knew a long time ago, and we had lunch together. And I was telling, I said, you know something? Really, in reality, it's going to continue. Okay? There may be a drop off, even with genes. You know, you'll see somebody say, you know, how he get so talented? Where did it come from? His mother, but see, it could have also come back from way back. See? So in the Quran, when it talks about that, that people, the lineage,
that's right.
It's talking about tribes. Tribes are closer, like right now we're a tribe. I can see you, I can interact with you, but lineage, it talks about lineage. That goes way back.
That's right, bro. That's right.
That DNA go way, way back. And then that's what you have. And this is what we have. I'm hearing some of the stories of people I've known. I've been coming down there for years. It mainly started coming down there because my wife is from Jacksonville. And I met my wife in Jacksonville. On the corner, downtown, on the corner. Huh? Yeah, I don't know where, brother, look, I'm from Ohio. So I had never been south. I took a basketball scholarship. I came down south. I had never been south. I thought I was going to open up my daggone room and look out on the beach and see the women walking by. Did not know I was going to be in South Georgia. Okay? So we were down here playing a tournament game, and I had a pregame meal, and I was walking. And there was my wife across the street. I said, well, okay. I got to say something to this. Right? And so, don't you go to Florida A&M? She said, yeah. And I guess she assumed, I didn't say I didn't go to Florida A&M, or did. She probably assumed. I go back, Tallahassee. I said, I'll see you back in Tallahassee. I go back and I meet her, and then we start, talking. She didn't even know I went to Florida State or played basketball. I knew I wanted a wife. I knew I wanted a person that didn't want me because I played some basketball. And she'll probably get on me about this, but I took her to a basketball. I said, I want to go over to Florida State and see a basketball game. I heard they got some black guys over there playing. She said, okay, we'll go. We go up in there. She said, I said, I'll be right back. Went and changed, came back. Yeah, I did. And she saw me run out on that floor. Well, I'll be daggone. But that's how I met her, and then, I became Muslim while I was in college. And I'm getting to it. I was getting ready to join the nation. But, I couldn't get past the Father Muhammad. I couldn't get past that. But in terms of my people,
right,
in terms of what I saw, because when I went home,
there you go,
I saw people who had changed their life around that were straight up cold-blooded gangsters that would just as soon smack you as okay. And God, they put a paper up on them.
They turned it over.
Yeah, they turned it over, and I couldn't believe it. I said, "What?" I'm serious. I said, "Man, what done turn? What has got into you? What done turn?" Man, you got to join the nation. My name at that time was Skip. Skip, you got to join the nation. You got to go see the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
That's right. That's where they came in.
And I was getting ready to do it. I came back to Tallahassee, and the people that I was interacting with met a brother who was a Sunni. And so, because I was with friends, again, my friends, they were good people. I went on and became, Sunni Muslim.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And I was serious about it. And then, because right after that, I had read Malcolm's book. I was done after I read Malcolm's book. I was finished when I read Malcolm's book. And when Malcolm was talking about reading, that's when I started reading.
That's right.
When he's talking about this brother was reading 6 papers a day. Yes, reading everything.
That's right.
When you go back through his history in prison and the education he had in prison.
That's right, bro.
That's what we need. We got to get back to that.
That's right.
That type of hunger
for knowledge.
Hungry
for it.
But the deal is, we got to get back to the type of knowledge that we're going to put into action.
Forward to my phone.
You understand? You know, it said that they asked one of the prophet's wives, what was he like?
Come on now.
She said, well, you ain't read the Quran? He said, yeah, I read the Quran. He was the walking, talking, living Quran.
Sure was.
Now, we walking as Muslims, we say, Salaam alaikum. We talking, we can talk, right? But are we taking and living the book?
That's what's happening.
Or becoming the book.
Becoming the book, and that's right.
That's right.
Being courteous. Somebody mentioned being courteous to people.
Sure is.
Reverend talking about how he feeds people. When I met Umar, I came down here
That's right.
to the building, and Umar we just hit it off from Jump
That's
Street.
right. Sure did. Yeah, sure did.
I was operating a prison program all over the state of Florida. So I was running the prison program. We had created a credit union. We had created a food bank union. We were growing our own food. That's, we was mixing it up. You understand? That's where we was at. Coming out of a little house, probably no bigger than this.
That's right. Sure did.
Getting ready to go get some land and do whatever. Met Umar. We started talking and said, hey, I'm going to help you, whatever you need.
Sure did.
And at that time, I was imam, so we were kind of from a military perspective. He said, he come down with Umar. Bring the soldiers down and we go to work.
Sure did.
So then he got on Pearl and did work there and educating. And we talked about how do you, and I'm going to close out. We talked about how do we, at this juncture,
come on now,
help our people.
That's right, man. That's right.
If with the type of Islam that we were taught, or coming from the generic perspective of Islam, is that going to educate our people out here in the street?
No, sir.
They ain't getting ready to accept that.
No, sir.
They're not going to do it.
No, sir.
And as the Jews say, they say, there's no religion without no bread. No bread, no religion.
All right.
So what we going to give them first? First, you going to give them bread, or you going to feed them, or you going to give them some religion? Give them bread first.
Give them bread first, brother.
Give them something to eat.
That's right.
Where they want to feel protected.
That's right.
You know, where I'm from, the Jewish community, Columbus, Ohio is one of the premier cities in the state that you got more killing going on than law allowed. I'm talking about some serious killing per day. You go up to the Jewish community, though they walk through there with their buggies. They ain't afraid of no shooting.
That's right, man.
They ain't afraid of no stuff going on.
That's right.
And you think about it, you say, well, I want to live like that. Don't we all want to live peacefully?
Right. That's right.
So again, I'm going to stop and say, look, sister, I love you in Allah.
That's right.
I always love you. You know, you my Sheikh.
That's right.
This my Sheikh. Sheikh is your teacher.
That's right.
You understand? She's one of my teachers. And we share and talk about books all the
yes,
time.
Sir. Yes, sir.
I'm kind of flipping in the stream because I'm doing a lot of studying on Africa, Muslims in West Africa.
Yeah, sure is.
And the thing that they do is, I told them, I said, with them, the men give the khutbah or talk, but the women lead the prayer. If there's a prayer to be made, like here tonight, if there's a prayer to be made, the women make the prayer.
What masjid is that?
It's no masjid, bro. It's the way they operate. They don't do no Juma. I'm not talking about them doing Juma. I'm talking about actual prayer. When it comes to praying and things, the women
I can believe
do
that.
it. Okay.
My wife gives some good prayer.
So when you look at what Elijah said, you will not. I was telling you ain't gonna rise no higher
than your woman.
Than your women.
That's right, bro.
And they West African Muslims, if we had known more about them and their practices.
Come on now.
Want to keep us from going back where we belong.
Well, I think we were there, but we would be more scholarly. They actually have several tribes, Jahinkas. Islam has been there from the very beginning. That's why I gave you that book. It talks about blackness in Islam. One brother's done a history on the black companions.
Come on
that
now.
were with
Come
the
on now.
prophet.
Come on now.
Most of the Muslims with the prophet,
Now we talking.
They
Now we
was
talking.
black.
Come on, now we talking.
they were Abyssinians.
Yeah.
They some of them were captured.
Come on now.
They were brought into Arabia, so they became Arabians, and some were born there, but originally they were from Abyssinia. Abyssinia ain't nowhere from Arabia.
That's right.
Nowhere. It's right next door. Abyssinia ruled Arabia.
Coptic Christian.
You didn't have but several civilizations at the time. China, Byzantine, Rome, Abyssinians, Africans.
Teach, brother.
Those are the major
Teach, brother.
ruling empires at the time.
Teach, brother.
Byzantine Christians, Persians, they went to the Jewish direction. The Arabs, the northern Arabs, where the prophet
Come on
was,
now. Come on now.
they were just savages considerably.
That's right.
The southern Arab, though, was very sophisticated, and most of them were Africans.
That's right.
What happened to the Moroccan Empire?
The Moroccan Empire that came later, because they didn't become Muslim until after the prophet died, under like Umar and those. That's when, because remember, after the prophet died, not before he died, but when they conquered Mecca, he sent people all out to places. So that's how Morocco and other places came into play.
They ruled for 400 years.
Yeah, the Moors ruled for 3.
700 years.
The 700. Ottoman Empire 3.
Mm-hmm.
The majority of what was actually done in Islam in terms of culture and everything were done by other people. It wasn't done by the Arabs. And then they don't even mention us. So when you look at Timbuktu, Mecca was founded by a woman, Hagar, right?
Yeah.
Timbuktu was founded by a woman. The major universities in the world, Islamic universities, are founded by women.
Come on now.
You understand? So Timbuktu comes from the name of a woman named Buktu.
That's right.
Tim means water in their language, so they named it Timbuktu, her well.
That's right.
And she paid a lot of the stipends for most of the professors and so on. So that's another history story lesson. I'm telling you now, this thing, when we start talking about being a miracle, when we start talking about what actually happened, and I really will close with this. Malachi Johnson, look him up, who was the president of Howard University, gave a talk at Harvard University in 1922 to a commencement group. And what he said was, you say you are Christian, but you are not following the Christian doctrine because of the way you treat the Negro.
That's for real.
And what's going to, this is 1922 now.
That's for real.
And so, in closing, what happened? What he did was, after that, he said, "Look, what you have created is a situation where this Negro will come with a different approach to Christianity." And eventually, what happened was, you get Marcus Garvey, who was trained by a Muslim, Yusuf Muhammad. You get Noble Drew Ali.
Right.
You get the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I'm talking about indigenous now.
Right. Sure.
You know, we got the largest indigenous group of Muslims in the world, right here
That's right.
in the world,
Right.
because what happened here, what developed here, I don't care whether you Sunni, whatever nation, you only got two. When it developed, right here. This us. This is our, even Christianity. You gonna look Christianity, you got the same thing. That's what me and the brother were talking about. Look at Christian. We don't have, many Christians don't have the same beliefs. Methodists don't believe like the Presbyterian. Episcopal. Thank you. Everybody, look, some of them believe in the resurrection and some of them don't. Some of them believe in the crucifixion, some don't. The Eastern Church did not accept or believe in the 3 in 1. That was the Western Church that did that. Am I talking right to y'all now? I mean,
Yes, right.
tell me shut up now. So you're looking at the Eastern side, but when you look at the Bible, Where did all of this stuff happen?
Mm-hmm.
In Africa.
And the continent.
Who were these prophets?
Mm-hmm.
What they look like? What did Luqman look like?
Mm-hmm.
The wise.
Mm-hmm.
Like King Solomon. How
Thank you.
humble
Yeah, how he
and
looked.
high.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, long story short, I
Mhm.
love you, sister. And Umar, where's that book I brought? Let me give her.
Well, it's back. It must be back in the room.
Can I get you to get that? I want to give it to her personally.